Hey, I'm Val, and if you're familiar with the hit YouTuber Charles Cardy, you'd know that he did a serial killer run in each of the Arkham games, but I thought Batman doesn't kill, so I am here today going over my Arkham City pacifist run. The rules are simple. Every thug that can be saved must be saved. There are two categories for being saved: saved and saved. Saved is when Batman does not take any of them out, allowing them to live on, and saved is when Batman does not take them out, but another force unrelated to Batman does, like a Titan charging or a roller coaster. However, Batman cannot have any input on their deaths for it to count as saved. And for the third rule, subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel. And with that out of the way, you already saw in the background, we cannot do anything about the first Catwoman encounter. Same goes with the first Bruce encounter, as let me actually add a fourth rule. No glitches will be used to skip encounters, as it is indeed a glitch to skip the first Bruce encounter, so we will have to take them out. But we are finally suiting up as Batman, and I will introduce you to our final rule, Rule 5. I will only be counting thugs you'd encounter on a normal playthrough, as if I count every single one in the open map, it would defeat the point of this challenge to begin with. We can already start by saving 9 thugs, those being the ones guarding the door, by just going on the balcony above them. However, once inside, I tried getting Two-Face to shoot the thugs so they would be saved. Okay, I'm gonna start calling them spared, it's less confusing, but no matter what I tried, only Batman got shot, so there is nothing we can do about these thugs. I'm pretty sure Two-Face can, in fact, shoot them, but it's not very easy to do when you're always being punched out of the way. But we can finally save more thugs once we are back outside. I'm not going to count the ones below, but you can, with the precise timing, enter the church without having to deal with the 3 outside, bringing our counter up to 12 thugs saved so far. But inside, it is a Predator section tutorial, so there is not anything we can do but force Batman to very aggressively take out each of them for taking Cash and the other cops hostage. Also, Predator sections will be mostly skipped due to having to take out everyone. After diving out the window, we make our way inside the steel mill, where unfortunately we have to take out this first group of thugs, none of them being spared life from Batman. And it gets worse, as Batman will not let us progress to the next area without taking out these 3 thugs, as the door is locked, and he won't be able to dive through the window or even place gel on it, and it won't get blown up on the ground, and the batarangs don't work either, so we have to take them out. And once again, nothing can be done with this Predator section, as we need to unlock the rec gun. This is off to a pretty unfortunate start, but trust me, it gets better. We can skip these 4 thugs, adding them to our counter, making that 16, as well as finally start adding to our spared counter, as we can, with enough patience, let Mr. Hammer take each of his thugs out on his own. And let me remind you, as I said, in order to be spared, Batman must not have any input, so we cannot shock Mr. Hammer to hit the thugs, but after 6 minutes, Mr. Hammer took out the last one, adding 8 to the spared counter. However, I must be the one to remove Mr. Hammer. Now in control of the cat, we cannot save the thugs at her apartment, as she refuses to go inside with them there, but we can skip this mini Predator section consisting of 3 thugs, bringing the counter up to 19. With Ivy herself, the first 2 phases we cannot do anything whatsoever, as the only way for them to die is by our own hands. However, the 3rd phase, we can wait and let Ivy kill them herself with her balls, adding another 8 to the counter, bringing our spared counter up to 16. With Batman back, we can finally be a kind soul and open this door for these thugs, as well as enter, saving another 5. However, there is yet another Predator section, so we must kill them all. Well, he didn't want me to hurt him, so I actually don't remember why I did this. Just like the church, we can completely skip the upcoming encounter by timing it perfectly to enter the door before they notice. Only issue is, the door is locked. I need to use the cryptographic sequencer, and whenever I failed, I had to restart back at the GCPD. I needed a plan, so I start off by simply unlocking the door, but it wasn't as simple as just unlock. Even with the sequencer upgrades, I needed to get close enough without them spotting me to unlock it. I tried on top of this pipe, this bridge, this corner, none of them were close enough, meaning I needed to glide behind them and hope they didn't realize I was there before I could unlock it. It took a few attempts, usually because I was too high when I stopped gliding, but after only 3, I unlocked the door. But this wasn't enough, they still saw me. But I had a trick up my sleeve, so I pick up a Riddler trophy, and then reset, and the door is still unlocked. Now all that was left was to land behind them and get inside before they noticed me, only taking 2 attempts, saving another 5 thugs. Inside, I tried using the sequencer to not deal with the knife thugs, however the game won't let me, so I must take them out. But returning outside, things finally get interesting. The order I go about these jammers will be odd, but trust me, it has to be done this way. I start off by going straight to the roof and taking out the first third, but now the game won't let me take out the other two without securing the area, so I immediately leave to go for the second. The second you can easily do in one go. Since it's a mini predator section, the game lets me take them out without having to take out the thugs, just use a smoke pellet on the last two for safety, saving 4 thugs. And now the game saves, meaning I can reset and the other jammer will still have the first removed, so I can return and take out the second, and once again, escape, this time to collect a Riddler trophy to save the game, and after resetting again, I can dive down and take out the third, completely destroying the jammer, saving another 6 thugs. Now for the last, on our way there we can skip these 2 thugs, as well as these 2, and same goes for these 3, just open the door and go. Now for the predator section itself, same strategy worked as on the mini predator section too. Break 1, throw a smoke, and break the last 2, and after all 3 of these are gone, just play it safe. Take your time as you don't want to die on your way out, and just like that, the 3 jammers as well as the thugs on the way saved us another 22 thugs, and now our total is 51 saved. The museum has a new set of 6 thugs outside to be saved the same method as before, and then our luck runs dry, as the 3 inside cannot, under any circumstances, be skipped, as you need to talk to the officer to progress, and the fact that you cannot get very far without them seeing you. The arena, this is interesting. The first half there is nothing you can do to save or spare any thugs, as no one can force the thugs into the fence unless it is Batman, as that would be by our own hands, so I couldn't count toward either. However, this changes with the second phase, as with the Titan, we can have it do all of the heavy lifting, sparing. Yeah, it can do all the killing for us, meaning they were spared the wrath of Batman, adding 15 to the spared counter, making it 21, not including the Titan though, as we needed to take him out with our own hands. The cops won't be added towards the counter, as you need to save them anyways. Save the first, don't get jump scared by Tiny, then save the second, and from here, lure these thugs out to the balcony, and then hide from them and distract them with a remote controlled battering, and in doing this we are indeed able to enter the door without taking them out, adding 3 to the saved counter. However, with Sickle I tried distracting them too with the remote control battering, but the game would not let me freeze without securing the area first, and for some reason instead of having Sickle take them out, I just did it myself. Not sure why, so now I can't add them to the spared list, however it's the saved list that's more important. Well, this is awkward. Sorry guys, I just gotta squeeze past you. Have a good day. They don't even care I just ran past them. This is quite strange. This Predator section, there is absolutely nothing that can be done to skip it, unfortunately, and after getting the remote disruptor, I spare Tiny by just going around the top of these fences instead of having to punch it a bunch, adding another saved to the counter. I guess Batman was feeling extra generous today, as I'll just let it play out. Yeah, he really missed his punch. Penguin, he didn't even hurt you. Stop crying. As for Grundy, well, he can't die anyways, so there's no point in trying to save him or kill him, as neither are an option, as well as finally take down the Penguin in the least aggressive way possible. Once again, Batman decides to check his phone mid-grapple, causing him to fall, and with the ninjas, we have no choice but to not take them out to begin with, so they will not be added to the list. Batman can easily pass these 4 gunner thugs, as well as these 3 in the sewers. As I was saying, these 3 in the sewers, but here is where things start to get tricky. 8 thugs, and the only way to progress is to use the cryptographic sequencer when they're not aggravated. I tried going all the way around to the original entrance to the underground, however it was now closed off, which allowed me to hear a dialogue I never have before. I hope they're doing alright. So I made my way all the way back, trying to figure out a way to possibly save these 8 thugs. There has to be a way, right? So I start by exploding the roof, which you may say that's not very pacifist of you, but after leaving and letting the game autosave upon resetting, once I return, you can see that they're all perfectly fine and the roof is gone. Batman tried and tried, but it was just barely out of sight, just barely not able to be done. He was so close to giving up. That was until he did it. He opened it without having to take them out. Then he was stupid and went all the way back to the original entrance again for some reason, and since there was an autosave, had to go all the way back again. I smoked them to get the one directly underneath to move, and after that, booked it all the way back to the train room until the game autosaved, then reset, then I was free to pursue the ninja, saving 8 more thugs. It's pretty weird seeing them from this angle, not sure most people even get to. There are even more that can be saved in this room. By simply luring them away, you can, once hiding again, throw a remote control batarang to distract them, and enter the door without taking out any of the 6 thugs. Another predator section we can do nothing about, and if you've seen my no combo over 1 video for City, I'm not exaggerating, it's a pretty great video, you know there is no way to not take out these 3 ninjas that appear. However, if you've seen my without being seen video, another great video I'd recommend, you'd know that you can save around 6 ninjas, 2 by scanning this outside the window, then the other 4 that spawn from the robots can be ignored, adding another 6, bringing our counter up to 88 total thugs and ninjas saved so far. I really hope I'm doing the math right, because it would be embarrassing to have to change this all in editing. There is quite literally nothing we can do about Ration as sand ninjas, so for once, I'll be skipping over the entirety of this encounter. I know, strange, he usually sucks for my challenges. Returning to the task at hand, Batman once again, like most of my playthroughs, skips this predator section, adding, I'm not sure, I'll just say 6, that sounds about right, as well as the door thug tutorial, and once again, if you've seen my without being seen city run, you'd know that this encounter can be skipped. It's just really precise and annoying, so annoying I skipped 30 minutes of attempts just to show you the run where I won, opening the gate and running without taking out any of the 13 thugs just waiting to get guns. There was an attempt to save the mayor without taking out the thugs. I tried luring them as far away as possible, but that got me nowhere, so I was forced to take them out. On my way to freeze, I can save another 6 thugs by just cutting in front of the line, take out Freeze, as well as the 4 snipers trying to kill Vicky, and then I tried to use the same strategy used on the church and museum, as 2 thugs are guarding this door. However, they are too close to the door and will not move away from it without being aggravated, so nothing can be done. Once inside though, I can skip these 3 thugs, but not the next group, as again, if you've seen my without being seen video, you'd know that even if they're all distracted, you cannot go through the door without taking them out. The trolley problem room is a trolley problem. I can either save the 1 or save the 2 intending to kill the 1. So I saved the 2 intending to kill the 1, adding 2 because he'll probably die. I'll add him to the spared list, bringing our spared list from 16 to 17. I tried skipping the predator section, however the game won't let me, as the doctor might die according to Batman, but after that, we can save another 1 thug by just not letting him kill me. Don't mind how close he was to killing Batman, he's doing better than ever, as well as another 3 by just grappling up and taking out the snipers, bringing our counter up to 122. And here's where things get a little tricky, the Joker funhouse fight thing. I chose not to use force, other than the Joker obviously, as Batman interfering would not land them on the spared list, so I let the roller coaster take out every single thug. It wasn't easy, it wasn't fun, it was very time consuming, taking them all out with the roller coaster. It was so boring, I'm going to skip through most of it. I do not know how many thugs there are, so I'm going to guess 15, bringing our spared list up to 32. Mr. Hammer, Titan, and Joker cannot be taken out with the roller coaster, so I must take them out as well. The cat is back to being useless to this challenge. After 20 minutes of testing, you cannot enter the vault without taking out these 3 thugs, and after stealing the cards, you cannot finish the vault without taking out this predator section, and after that, you cannot leave without killing these thugs. And the cherry on top? We're back as the Bat. She contributed nothing. We can save these 2 tiger thugs who do not deserve it by just opening the door. However, there is nothing that can be done about the upcoming Predator section. And again, with the Predator section, the game just won't let me open the elevator while they are active. But at the top, we can save another 7 thugs, bringing our total up to 131. And nothing can be done with this Predator section. You can start using the sequencer, but I guess Hugo Strange goes basically because it automatically ends every single time. Then it's taking out the snipers, nothing important, Clayface, nothing important, and now it's time for the cat to finally shine, finally saving some thugs. Maybe she had a change of heart. Well, not yet, as you can't leave without defending her apartment, but now she can shine for once, as we must make our way inside the museum, and if you know, there's no lock, so we can lure them by getting their attention, then climb the building and get around them, and boom, would you look at that? She's inside. However, I already know there is nothing I can do about these thugs from my without being seen challenge, so we cannot save them, but that didn't stop me from trying a little too long. But hey, finally we can save more, as we can skip the entire arena fight, bringing our encounter up to... Wait, let me count the room. Okay, so there are 20. Now our total is 155. We can also save these 3. It was a little weird. I lured them out and they just started shuffling. I don't know why, going back and forth for a bit until I accidentally went in the water, got their attention, and then was able to hide and sneak behind them, allowing me to confront Harv. Now for Harv, the way to save the most is to only take him out, meaning we can save another 6 thugs, and after taking down Harv, we finally beat the main content of Batman Arkham City, meaning we can save 164 thugs and save 21 thugs. But there's more left. There's still Harley Quinn's revenge. There must be more thugs we can save or save, right? While there is nothing Robin can do about his first encounter, immediately after we can save these 3 by just blowing up the wall and moving on. Sure, they got hurt from the explosion, but they're alive, right? As well as skip the next 4 by immediately going to the vent. While you can get the sniper to completely forget you're here, the game still will not allow me to continue to the next area without taking them out, though the 3 at the top are optional, which I usually take them out, so they can be saved. And to nobody's surprise, there is nothing we can do about this group, so to Batman we return. Batman's situation is interesting. By that I mean he must not have been feeling very generous after the passing of Joker and Talia. He must take out this group to save the cop, as well as this group outside, as well as this group to start the code hunt. But we can save 3 by using explosive gel to stun them before interrogating the first thug. Not much, but it's honest work, and you can see they're still alive because the lights return to try to kill Batman. Bad news, Batman still isn't feeling generous, so we must take out all the thugs to get the second code and the third code. Trust me, I tried for a little too long for both of them, but nothing could be done. And same goes for the first encounter inside the secret base. Nothing can be done to not take them out. And it only continues as the last battle for Batman is a Predator section, so I guess we're back to Robin. And it only continues to get worse. Robin cannot skip this group at all, well duh, as well as he cannot skip the Snap Flash tutorial thugs, or the sniper, or the 3 thugs that show up after. I tried this for a good 20 minutes with no success. Wow, this is bad. And it gets worse, as we must take out Harley Quinn as well as all the thugs. Unlike Harv, where we could save a few, nothing can be done here. However, we can now add some more to the spared list, as, well, there's a Titan that can take out all the thugs with enough patience, bringing the counter up to 37 spared, who were spared from Robin's wrath and instead trampled by a Titan. And of course the Titan needs to be taken out by Robin. Batman continues to not feel generous, as he has to take out these 3 goons, but he can save a singular thug by freezing the sniper and taking out the bomb. Finally, another save. And these 4 cannot be saved, and if they could, my reset to last checkpoint wouldn't let me. And as you know, only 1 battle remains, and they're all robots. So you could say I saved thugs by killing robots instead, but who cares? Time to finally tally up how many thugs you can save in Batman Arkham City. In total, you can save, drumroll please, 178 thugs can not be taken out, while only 37 can be specifically not be taken out by Batman, the Cat, or Robin. If you want me to try this in other games, let me know. I've been Valstracuga. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and a good night.